So we got to perform, and we played our 3 songs, and Pam Tillis, like, she gave us a comment. She says, you guys look like ZZ Top and you sing like Alabama. And that's a winning recipe.
All right. Welcome back to the Level Up Life, Muscle and Mindset Mastery. Special thanks to all of our viewers that consistently interact with our content, reach out to us. It's fuel for our fires, so we do appreciate it. Got a special guest today. I'm a big music fan. We have Mike from Adaboy.
Thank you.
Lucky to have him here. So tell me a little bit about your specific background. I know your cousin Zach filled me in. We talked a little bit, but
yeah, my cousin Zach, he's been a guest on your podcast, and him and I were talking. He's a up and coming tattoo artist, and
he's
does
good.
really great work. And I was under the knife with him, and he was telling me, man, you should hook up with these guys, and just a great platform. It aligns with what my music group is, what our mission is. What the type of the content that our songs are trying to really push towards. And so I think it's just a perfect match. So super honored to be with you guys.
The content. So I just want to lay out right here in the beginning, Man I Am, New Strings, love them both. Seen the little preview for, I know, Waz and I are huge Lions fans. So
we're excited about this one.
I can't wait till that one comes out.
We're excited.
So.
This is, if any, I mean, we also have our first song called Time Voices Run.
Mm-hmm.
And so we actually have 3 singles out now. And these are all singles that are going to be on our upcoming album, which is actually our second album. We have a 2019 album that we put out. And, with everything that we kind of literally put it out November of 19.
Right.
So we didn't really get a chance to like promote it or, put on a release show for it. Right. It kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit, with what society had going on.
Yeah.
But now we've been down to Nashville and we recorded this full album, and it's mastered. It's done. And now we're just we're on the precipice of, we started our social media campaign to get it out there to like-minded, music lovers.
Yeah, I'm excited because big thing for me is content. What is the music talking about, right? For me, when I was entrenched in substance abuse, it was, especially when I was younger, and I feel like these parts of music kind of attributed to the direction of my life. To some extent, it was minor, but when are you familiar with Young Jeezy?
Not.
Rapper, trap music. He's like talking, I'm the snowman.
Okay.
That type of stuff.
Innuendos.
Yeah. And even like dating family, like.
Sure.
And some of this is lived experience, so I respect it to some extent. Like, but when you have young adults listening to your content and they're idolizing these people, the artists, it can be.
It's how you package it too. Like, you can talk about those life experiences. I feel, from my artistic point of view, and the type of art that the Adaboy wants to put out, you can talk about those hardships that you go through life, and put it into a form of music. But it's how you're presenting it. Like, are you glorifying it to try to compound on that, to almost like to keep that lifestyle alive? Or are you on the other side of the coin where you're trying to show how you felt about it, but then you're also offering a little silver lining of hope to how to overcome those things? Adaboy, just by the name of the band, it's these men that are in this band are all grown men who have overcome these societal norms.
Right. Yeah. Let's get into your experience personally. Like, what led you to, so what type of experience did you have that led you to where you are today?
Yeah. I don't think that the experiences in the story is unique, but it felt like a platform from I was a pretty young age. So my parents, got divorced when I was really young. When I was super young, I think I was that kid who was nurtured with a loving home, but then it turned bad when drugs and alcohol got into it, and then abuse followed that, and then then the abuse came to my mom, my sister, and myself, and then prison came for my father, and then I was like, my dad's a Vietnam vet. He was a part of the draft, and so, I think it was like these. Now that I'm older and I got enough life behind me, I can see how these things kind of like stack together.
Right.
So, and I ended up, having some mental health issues when I was younger, about 10 or 11, 12. Ended up trying to take my life. Put a huge stress on my family. I was basically like the broken one, where everything around my family was consumed around Mike, and we gotta like save Mike. And I ended up spending some time at the White Pine Mental Institution over in Saginaw. Went to school there. Like my mom had literally had to sign off on me, and I couldn't get out of there until the counselors deemed me safe, where I wasn't gonna try to take my life. And it happened really young, and so that I was basically diagnosed with a clinical mental breakdown. So I was a little kid in white jacket, padded walls, like fighting everyb's
Do you think so? You think it was related to the stress from
yeah,
the abuse and?
Well, hindsight's a little 20/20 for me now. It was questions on why this was happening to my family, and I totally thought it was my fault, which is pretty textbook. It seemed like for a lot of young people. But as I from that point on, when I got out, and then I had like 8 years of counseling, I started having a platform of like, my mom was really heavily involved with the Christian church, and she was a deacon, and she helped with the Elma Youth Mix, which they would run like a retreat for like youth groups. And even as a peer, like I was the same age as these kids, but I was running the small groups, like certain small groups where it was more like adults were running a majority of the small groups, but I was one of the only kids that were running the small group with adults in these classes. And so it was almost like I became someone that was sharing my experiences from a really young age. And that kind of set me up to then be like, okay, well, my life experiences, people are relating, or they can see like hope in that, like how I overcame.
Yeah.
And so that's when I went into education. So last 15 years, I've been a public school music teacher. Up until recently, I'm going through a career change where Adaboy is going to be my full-time job.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Scary and awesome all at the same time, because like you get into that mindset of like, I'm going to be a music teacher, and I'm probably going to retire, and still wanting to create music, but my platform and the messaging of what I taught in conjunction with music in my classroom, I also use that. Music is all about emotion and attitude, and I would like really drive like these power sayings into my classroom to get the kids to try to self-reflect. We'd listen to different song of the day, and then I'd have like these little subcategories to have the kids do some self-reflection on what the song means to you, just like you were speaking on like the content of the song. We'd break it down, like what's the story that this artist is talking about, and what do you think this artist is trying to get the listener to feel? So we dive deep into my music class, but as being a 15-year public school music teacher, I realized that a lot of what the kids are bringing to school, I felt it appeared to me as like they're carrying their parents' baggage, and it has less to do with the kid and more to do with like their environment and what the parents are going through. Because for me, that's what it was for me. I was literally a mirror. I was of my environment.
Right. And so talking like mirroring your environment, and just having a talk with someone today about generational trauma, right?
Sure.
Which
Yep.
there's so many layers to it. But
Definitely.
ultimately, going to what you said, people were relating to you. I have a core belief that I always try and relate, not compare.
Right.
But getting into the generational trauma side of things, like you said, your dad was in Vietnam.
Yep.
That had to have been pretty traumatic.
Very
Any
traumatic for him.
war in general.
He was a gunner.
Yeah.
So like those vibrations, I think, just really like he was like the dude.
And I always
know.
think, I was never in the military, but, when you take another life or something like that, for me, it would weigh on me. So,
Sure.
do you think that contributed to maybe his substance abuse?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not his fault,
Right.
but I mean, is my father and I actually we don't have the best relationship. It's
Right.
it's pretty estranged. But we've gone back and forth. Like I have my parents on the other side. Say, hey, you should really try to reconnect and give them a chance. And it there is a point though you have to protect your own personal peace.
Mm-hmm.
And so it got to the point where, we don't. I'm not saying maybe down the road we might not reconnect. But it's right now it's best for I need to focus on.
Well, yeah, I completely agree. I had, with my dad, so similar. There was some generational trauma. Like my grandfather was born into an alcoholic family. My dad grew up
Yep.
with two alcoholic parents. And
It's so
he
common,
became,
isn't it?
yeah,
So common.
and then,
It's more common than people think.
oh yeah, and he became an alcoholic, and then, just trickled down. I had this twisted thought in my head that I can be. My dad's gone. He moved on to Tennessee. I didn't see him. We were estranged. And I had this twisted belief in my head that if I got high, smoked weed like he did, maybe I would understand him better. Which that didn't
Sure.
actually succeed in what I that logic. But him and I started making amends. Like I didn't necessarily forgive him, but I'm gonna give him a chance. And then he passed away right after that. And
Okay.
so he passed away in 2003. So what's that, 22 years ago now. I was young too. And I've came to a part in my life where I'm just like, you know what? Above my dad, he had his issues though. He was not a good father. He was not the father that I could count on to come out in the backyard and play catch. He was not the father I could count on for guidance. He is the father that I had, but he's also, I learned from his experience, and it contributed to, I guess, I'm healing still from it, but I look at that whole experience, the relationship with my father as it wasn't his fault. He was the way he was. He was left in the back seat of a car when he was 11 years old while his parents went to the bar and drank. So, I mean, he was a product of
I am
his
with you right
environment.
there, man. I don't blame him anymore
Yeah.
because he just didn't have the tools necessary. I was able to. I had my mother enough to, that she was able to. She gave me that tough love.
Yeah.
And that's that tough love that I think is, you either know if you got it or not. And you usually hate those people that give you that tough love, but if you got people who can, help you, but he didn't have that. I recognize that as well. So yeah, that's very similar paths, very similar. That's why I say it's more common than not. I think it's so, I mean, I have a song called Shadow Man that I wrote in my early 20s, and it's all about a father figure, Yeah, I got some I got some songs that are coming on the next album that are fairly deep and some of my personal experiences.
I love that type of music in general that's deep, that it's lived experience, that you can literally hear the artist's emotions in their song, right? It's when you can connect
I don't know
with
how
music.
to create any other music.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, and I don't think that. I don't know how. Especially when you music for me is like when I'm a listener and I go out to concerts, I'm always searching for that musician to make me feel something, and I don't feel like it happens that often.
Right.
I kind of feel like a lot of the musicians miss the mark. I'm like, okay, they're here to entertain. They're not here to actually like, I don't know, maybe my mindset or maybe I'm not here, I'm not ready to listen to their, because I feel like for music you have to be looking for something, and you'll find it in certain music if you're looking for a specific thing.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for, a way to overcome, or you're looking for words, maybe you don't know how to, you're looking for a feeling, but musicians and artists will put it into words to kind of bring it into the forefront.
Yeah, you're right on the money as far as the musician and the entertainer, right? Like, I'm huge spectrum of music, right? And was actually just over a year ago, wife and I went to Stapleton George Strait. Stapleton comes in, I mean, this son of a bitch doesn't need a studio, right?
No.
This dude is absolutely incredible vocalist.
He's incredible.
Right? There was no entertainer out of him, right? Towards the end, he introduced his band. That was the only BSing he did. I mean, this guy pouring out his soul singing.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I love King George, but there's no way he is going to do better in Stapleton. Dude, before he was on the stage, the electricity, the entertainer, oh, here comes King George. And it was like, oh. I mean, George did great, sounded great. But the difference between that musician and the entertainer, I mean, George been doing it for 40 plus years, right? And it was just amazing where I couldn't pick which one I really liked better, because you have this legend, and then you have one of the best in the game now singing. But it was unreal, because I remember looking over at the old lady. I'm like, there's no way that George can out frickin' do that.
Yeah,
And
it's hard with Chris.
I mean, he didn't even sing, right? George didn't even sing. And he came out, how y'all doing, Detroit? In that Texas twang. And I mean, and you could feel it, right? Like, it was, okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. That's why they call him the king.
Man. Yeah, and I'm not knocking, I'm definitely not throwing any type of shade towards, what individuals choose to make their art. For me personally, though, this is the path that I prefer. It's the music that touches me the most.
I think people look for both, right? Some
Yeah,
people want.
Sometimes you're here for the party.
the George Strait experience. So some people want the Chris Stapleton, right? So like, I went to a Rock on the Range in 2011.
Cool.
That was a cool show. Got to see Maynard from A Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
And
Tool, Bubba.
well, yeah, it's Tool, but he also
Was it solo?
Yes, I
well,
know
no,
Did he
it
mark
was
himself as solo?
no, it was A Perfect Circle that was
Okay.
there. That's why I referenced
Right,
it. I would have preferred it to have been Tool, but so when he came on, and you know, Disturbed was on, Korn was on, Avenged Sevenfold. There were all these big name bands. I seen Danzig, more of an entertainer, as opposed to the experience, right? And it was awesome. But when Maynard came on, it was like a new level of concert experience from what I had been through. Because when he's singing, I'm like jamming out, you know, and I look around and nobody even has their head up. They're all just, you know, vibing to the music. And I was like, wow. Soaked it in for a minute and then carried on, right? Mm-hmm. So I think basically, like, I enjoyed back then all of those artists I listed, but the experience of Maynard, who I would consider more of the musician, like his vocals, all of that, it's like another level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you never know if you're fully achieving it, but
Right.
you know, the guys in our group, we definitely like, okay, we've identified like what our platform is going to be for better or worse.
No, I love what you guys got going right now. So,
Thanks.
huge Lions fan here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
I
Here.
want to hear more about that song, right?
Sure.
So I heard the clip. I'm just like,
Yeah. So I guess we're going viral right now on Instagram. We just released like our first teaser of the song, and the season starts in 8 weeks, I think. And so
they got a game this month too.
yeah, at the end in a couple weeks, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like this. Now's the time to start teasing it, and we don't have a release date, but it's going to be before the season starts. But we got a song called "Uncaged," and when we came back from Nashville, we thought we had the album done, and all the guys in the band were super big Lions fans. So we were following, you know, the way Dan Campbell would talk about his team. The words like resonated with all of us. It's like, you know, it feels like he's talking about Adaboy, you know, because we're like this band from Bay City, Michigan, you know, small town country guys that are striving for something, you know, way bigger than, you know, you see around this area. Like most people will leave and go to Nashville or they go to LA or New York to say that we're going to start the career. But with the gift of technology, it's almost like you don't have to go anywhere anymore.
Right.
So we were like, let's add one more song. Let's go to Detroit and let's find a studio in Detroit and let's create like a Detroit Lions anthem. And so we wrote this song. And we started contacting Pearl Sound Studios with Chuck Ocasian. Great producer, awesome studio. The dude he's in the music industry. Like, he's in the game. You know, he's got, like, Eminem is recorded at this studio. Chris Cornell. Like, he was, like, best friends with Chris Cornell. Like,
And that's another one when he was talking about Maynard. I was thinking, right?
yeah, just
That's
legendary
Yeah.
people. Like, that voice could make you feel something.
Right.
For sure. Like, he was special. So we got hooked up with Chuck, and we had a song. We brought it to him, and he was like, okay, this is good. But he's like, but we ended up scrapping the song that we brought, and we rewrote this song in the studio with Chuck Ocasian, and it's called Uncaged, and we just released the first teaser, and Holly Campbell, which is MCDC's wife.
Oh yeah.
I tagged her, and I've been shamelessly trying to like just tag and you know, I'm sending it in all of the players like DMs, like I'm like just trying to make it or get it to them, just to get it in front of them, because we feel like it's like this could be the song that starts Monday Night Football on TV.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you could. I really believe in this tune, and so we think this is going to be the one that people really like, especially from being from Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, thanks. It's pretty. I mean, it's the total raucous
Fight music.
fight
let's
song.
Go,
It's like
let's
a fight
go.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, and we believe in those words too, because that's kind of like we're men. Adaboy is a group of men that's overcome addiction, abuse, you know,
Trauma, mental health
like,
issues.
Yeah, and we talk about it within the band too. So like that is our true platform.
I love that. Like any story, you know, people who've been through something and risen, right? So I think there's way more people out there that don't talk about it publicly than, you know, and every single person that goes through something comes out the other side and continues to improve is just like, I mean,
Yeah, we've had grown men after we perform we're right now, because in this area we're performing at clubs that basically, you know, and bars too. Like we play covers too, along with mixed with our originals, and we'll get grown men that will be sobbing, coming up to us in between our sets, saying that song that you like. They're almost like giving they're testifying to us, like, and it's like our music is making them feel something. And that's kind of what keeps us like going, because we know what it is for, for strong men we're supposed to be the bedrock of our family, right? And there's a stigma where we're not supposed to be sharing our feelings.
Nope.
I think there's a sweet spot. You don't have to be all the way to side, but you don't want to be the other side.
Right.
But you can be strong and still be able to be, contemplative, introspective, considerate, kind. These are all attributes that
And vulnerable. I consider
that's a part of
vulnerability as a
masculinity.
strength. Oh yeah.
Right.
That's actually that's wild. See some of the social media, what they'd say, like, this toxic masculinity. That does exist,
Oh yeah.
but that's not the majority.
Right.
The majority is the healthy masculinity. That's where you're starting to talk about the silent majority.
Yeah.
Yep.
The silent majority is where it's the healthy masculinity. Yeah, so it's wild. So that's kind of, when you look at our band, our bass player and our lead guitarist, they both got like big beards. And then, it's wild. We kind of have a look on stage, and we performed actually down in Nashville for Pam Tillis.
Okay.
She's like kind of a legendary country singer.
for sure. I mean,
Yep.
90s, which
You're familiar?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Like I said, dude, my spectrum is freaking.
That's good.
It is wide. I don't have any musical talent except right here,
right.
and they're
Listen,
on point. They're
That's
pretty
good.
damn
That's
good.
good. Yeah, I love that. Well, we got to go down to Nashville. We got hooked up with this PCG Universal, and it's basically like this artist grooming company down in Nashville, and they help young artists kind of learn the industry and learn how to become an authentic artist. And we were invited to come and perform at one of the boot camps that they had at the Electric Jane. This was downtown Nashville. And this place was designed for up-and-coming artists to basically like do a showcase for the record label executives. And so we got to perform in front of a panel, and then all these young aspiring country artists. There was probably maybe 100 people in this room. And I mean, we're from Michigan. Like, we've never done anything like this. It was like our first time going and recording.
Were you nervous?
It was wild. I wasn't nervous, but I was like mad. I wasn't mad, but it was like, no one's stopping me. I had like this insane belief that I could teach this. And like the guys in the band felt like that too. Like we're the ones that we're teaching this because we're coming from an authentic, way. And so, yeah, we felt it wasn't from an egotistical mindset, but we were pretty confident.
Right.
We're not old guys, but we're not like 20-year-olds either. And so we got to perform, and we played our 3 songs, and Pam Tillis, like, she gave us a comment. She says, you guys look like ZZ Top and you sing like Alabama. And that's a winning recipe.
Right.
And so that's one of the quotes that we have on our social media now. Like, so,
Quoting her.
Yeah, we quoting her because we like that, because we're a big 4-part harmony band. Like, we actually will perform like our harmonies live on stage. So we basically have like 4 lead singers.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's not just like, you get like a lot of bands in today's market. It's like one main person, and then they got the backing band. Like even Chris Stapleton's band, like his band, they go and play and book shows by themselves when Chris isn't on tour or like playing shows. Like that's he's got a group of people that he's been playing with for a long, long time, but that's a band that like will go on and do their own thing, and it's the star, Chris Stapleton. I think all the men in this band in Adaboy could probably go and be the Joe Belball show or the Vincent Modern show or the Mike Richards show.
Right.
But we like the mindset of like music from the past, like the 60s and 70s, where these bands would come out, but every single member has like the it factor.
Mm-hmm.
Every member in the band has an it factor, and it's like, whoa, it's undeniable.
Now let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, Pine Haven Assisted Living. At Pine Haven Assisted Living, they believe in making every resident feel at home. Nestled in the peaceful countryside of Hemlock, Michigan, they offer compassionate care in a family-like environment where residents can enjoy independence with the support they need. Registered nurse-owned and operated, their team provides personalized care, home-cooked meals, and a range of activities to ensure your loved ones continue to live a fulfilling life. They also have alpacas and llamas on site to enrich the lives of their residents. Experience the warmth and comfort of Pine Haven. Call them today at 989-295-6632. That's 989-295-6632. Or you can visit them on their website at pinehavenassistedliving.com. That's pinehavenassistedliving.com for more information. Now, back to the Level Up Life. I'm going to date myself here, but I remember some bands, I couldn't tell you who it is, but I just had like this memory flash in my head of listening to it was a cassette tape.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I'm a cassette tape man.
You remember how you'd pull out the lyrics in the little booklet?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, who's singing now? And I kind of had that same experience listening to one of your songs. I was like, that's not Mike. Who's that? And I watched the video, and it was your bass player.
Yeah, Joe is a phenomenal singer.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of people say we have like that brother harmony because he's a very strong vocalist.
Yeah,
that he
weightlifter
projects.
too, right?
And he's a lifter. I mean, yeah, like Joe, and that's a part of his overcoming. Like Joe is a co-writer in Adaboy, and so he writes a lot of our music, you know, in conjunction with all the rest of the guys too. Like it's a group collaboration. But Time Voices Run is a lot of his lyrics, and it's about when he, he's a recovering coke addict, recovering alcoholic, and it's okay for me to talk about because we all know that this is our, so nothing
He's
but
public,
support,
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
but support and love, to my brothers. But he wrote this song called Time Voices Run. It's like when you quit these things and you literally fundamentally change your environment back to the environment, the people will fade away, but then they start talking.
Yep.
Time and voices run. He heard people's voices running. When he started making the change, he started turning inward and like, what's best for me, and so, and a lot of it was he met his wife Amber, which all of our wives are a part of the Adaboy team. Like they're the old
Behind
saying,
the scenes.
Yeah, we got some strong women in our camp. All of our wives are super strong women. So I think a lot of us, if we were single, we'd probably falter. So our wives are our sounding board. They're our confidants. They're the ones like, no, you got something here. You should probably keep going. We're all filled with the doubt all the time.
Yep.
So shout out to Joe Belbaugh and Vincent Modern
And the wives.
and the wives.
I know.
Yeah, the ladies are. It's a strong group of people coming together. It's a true family.
My wife's my rock too, so I can relate. It's like I'll run some crazy idea by her or something, and she's like, so and this is where I'm like very jump into things without planning or thought process behind it. I'm really like go.
Yep.
Or she'll, when we make purchases, this is just a microcosm of what we're talking about. I'm like, oh, that looks good on Amazon. We'll order this, and I get it in my cart. I'm like, you good? And she's like, no, we got to look at the reviews. We want a very informed decision.
The conscience.
Well, we balance each other really well in that aspect. So
Yeah, that's.
And I think that's like, go ahead.
No, that's a power couple in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like, I feel like when you get people that are too different, but you literally can like each one of you lift each other up. Like that's a power couple.
It's like,
balance, right?
the wife and I are that extreme, but it's that ebb and flow, right? The times when I'm wide open, she's chill, reserved, reining me back in, and then vice versa. I mean, there's times where it's that spur of the moment, both of us, but usually it's that teeter-totter, right? And it's that perfect balance. And I mean, the whole when I'm strong or when she's weak, I'm strong and vice versa. I mean, she got me through this morning because I easily could have flipped out and flipped my truck over into the ditch and then just walked my ass back home.
Right.
It's
So
every day. It's
Right.
everyday battle.
how'd you guys get up with the group name, right? Because when Adam first sent me
Sure.
the first song, right? Like, I'm like, Adaboy, because we're ball players, right? It's not boy, it's babe. Adababe, right? And
Right,
they'll smack
right,
on my
right,
ass.
yeah.
So that was like my
Yeah.
first thought, and I've been wondering about that.
I mean, yeah, I'm an athlete too. Like I played sports all through high school and a little bit even in college, and yeah, it was that phrase. Well, initially when I was like in my early 20s, I was in college I was studying to be a music teacher at Saginaw Valley, and I was a drummer that was I went to my primary was percussion, and so I was studying percussion, learning how to be a music teacher. But then in my early 20s, I started picking up guitar, and then I went to college and started playing piano, and I started diversifying like a lot of my instruments. So I was like, okay, I want to go into a studio and actually I want to write my own music. I want to see how my voice would, sound as a singer. So I went to Andy Reid's studio in Bay City. And it seems like people in Bay City, like that's when you're getting your feet wet in the recording studio, like Andy Reid Recording Company is like where you go. Mm-hmm. Not just getting started, but he has a lot of really great musicians that record there. I think he just did the Verve Pipe album too, the newest Verve Pipe album. But I went in there when I was in my early 20s. I recorded 3 or 4 songs and didn't have a band. It was just me and Andy, and he helped me produce the music. And then I shared it with a couple of my friends, and not one, not two, but literally almost 10 people, like they all said like, "Attaboy, like this is crazy good."
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, and the word just kind of kept reappearing in my consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started doing some research, and there is a Christian band named Adaboy, but they spell it ATTA. And so I'm like, well, it seems right that this would be the name. It describes the music really well. It's about overcoming. Like anytime you have somebody have a great play, or they make they make a great decision, or it's anything that's good. Anything that comes that's a good thing, you get. It's a phrase that humans use. Is
Yeah.
I got a few attaboys on my clean date.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, like
yeah.
what you said, when good things, attaboy.
Yeah, it's so we copywrote the different spellings. I just changed the spelling. We went ADA for any guys looking. You can check us out, and ADABOY, and so that's how we spell
Does
it.
that include the exclamation point?
Yeah, yep. So our
Okay.
website is actually adaboymusic.com.
Okay.
Yep, and so we got it copywritten, so it's a different spelling, but yeah, I knew that uplifting, positive, forward-thinking, growth mindset music was going to be our pathway, and so Adaboy just kind of aligns.
Yep. Oh,
Thanks for asking that, because not everybody actually ever
right.
does.
And I mean, I kind of wondered along them lines, right? But I mean, as ball players, that's a big one. I mean, I'm always had a bad, right?
Yep.
But I mean, same thing, and I mean, it's perfect, right?
Yeah, we're hoping so. We're trying to actually we want to make a dent in society, really. Like we're trying to really we're literally entering an industry where it's about the party, like I don't know. For me, we're not gonna write songs about the party or sex, drugs, rock and roll type of thing. It's either going to be about how we've overcome, we're going to write a song about opportunity to, give somebody a view into like our personal life, and maybe they can see themselves in it. That's where I think we have to live.
Well, I think society wants more of that too, in general, because like, you heard hard fought hallelujah.
Oh yeah,
Brandon Lake.
Yeah, he's blowing.
And Jelly Roll. Like
Yeah.
that's what I think people want, that type of music. Like that silent majority you mentioned earlier. I think a majority of people want that type of music, not that glamorizes or
Yeah, there's a trend, isn't there? It's like in the '90s, it was still like, the entertainer, like the mainstream stuff was all about like entertainment, and there's an element of entertainment. If we don't get mainstream ever, I'll be quite all right. It's not really the goal, but if we were to have those people devoted to like that type of like that positive type of music, if we have 1,000 people that love Adaboy, like I feel like us guys will feel like we've done our job.
right. And that's where I think it's really cool because our mission with everything you see right here and just spreading awareness and highlighting individuals that come on the show that have overcame things and being a vessel for the message. I think that's really important, and I think that's how you can, so long as people relate, don't compare. It's a way that people can connect and grow. And I think that's, a mutual goal between what we're doing here and what your music's about.
Yeah, it's awesome. I knew when I watched, I saw Zach on here, and then I saw Brandon Hilliker on here too, which we're friends with Brandon.
Yeah, I seen he made a post with your.
It goes even deeper than that. Yeah, so Brandon is a gentleman who has overcome suicide attempts, and he's very closely connected with Barb Smith.
Yep.
And so we've been playing her fundraisers for the last several years because mental health is a big part of our platform. And so he got up there this last year and I never met him before, just a couple months ago actually, and he started explaining his story and how he's going to be doing a triathlon from Hell, Michigan to Paradise, Michigan. And he was on the mic after we had done with our show, and I'm rapping chords. I'm listening, but I'm not looking. And then he said Paradise and then Hell. I'm like, no way.
Right.
Like on our 2019 album, I wrote a song about my mental health, and the song is called Paradise and Hell. Like specifically because I saw those cities in Michigan. And the song goes, I just realized I live between paradise and hell.
Yep.
And I was like, I got to tell this guy that I have a song. And he's having a Netflix. He's got something going on with Netflix.
Yeah, documentary.
The documentary of his path. And the editor is actually going to be using all of Adaboy's music. So we're working together, and so we are going to be the soundtrack for his documentary.
Awesome.
All of our music, and it's almost like it's meant to be, because like I literally wrote this song like 15 years ago, and about my mental health. Like I'm somewhere between paradise and hell, but I'm north enough to say I'm not running.
Right.
It's just like it really
and
is.
He is running.
And he's running like it's wild.
The amount of the biking, and then there's a bulk of it, but. The swimming and the
whole triathlon. That's a tall order.
The mental strength that you have to. I don't know if you've listened to David Goggins and kind of.
I know that name.
Yeah, so he's Navy SEAL, ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah,
you got to be.
Yeah, it's
mentally to get through Ironmans, triathlons, that type of stuff, because the burn sets in. And we talked with the kids at the juvenile center about this. The burn sets in, and you have to mentally. That's where the mental strength comes in, because it's gonna hurt.
For sure.
You can't let your mind talk you out of continuing.
So crazy. I feel like this next year or so, like something that I'm interested in getting into stuff like this. Maybe some CrossFit. I feel like I have another plateau or another level of my my personal health and fitness. So. Yeah, I've been kind of researching a little bit about that, and trying to, I'm 44. I'll be 45 this year, so
it's never too
late.
I
think it's time to get. I want to get a little jacked, and
the weights are huge for me. Like when you were talking earlier in the episode here about music and kind of what that is for you, and I'm thinking, man, it's kind of like what weights are for me. So to give you my music background, I was in 6th grade, and we had choir class. Everyone had choir in 6th grade.
Sure. Yeah.
My choir teacher came up to me and said, they tapped me on my shoulder, and they said, Adam, I'd just stick to sports if I were you.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can't read music. I've tried, and it's just like, it doesn't click with my brain. And I'm kind of tone deaf. So when I sing, it's like,
Okay.
I had a math teacher that talked very monotone the whole time. And that's what my singing is. So,
Okay.
I mean,
That's okay.
I can't be
It's-
good at everything.
No, I mean, no, it's, yeah, your strengths and weaknesses is
Yeah.
what makes us powerful.
But weight training is that for me, where I'm like, I understand the human body and how it works. And I,
Should jump in the gym with you guys.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, I know Zach gets in there, but I it's been something that I was in pretty good shape in high school, and then, I kind of float, and I'm kind of like in the middle. I feel like it'd be cool to take it to the next level.
Yeah,
And I know my bass player Joe, like he takes first place in like powerlifting competitions, and that's a part of his mental health. Like he uses weights. He's like, I lift weights, and he's strong. Like
Music
Joe
and the
Belbaugh.
weights for myself, right? Like, and it used to be just that old, like Metallica and Pantera and everything. And there's one day I'm in the gym and I didn't change it from work doing construction.
Okay.
And I got all my 90s country and I got oldies. Like, I got on shuffle. And I had the best workout I ever had in my life. Aside from a specific day here or there,
Yeah.
you never know what it's going to come out of my earbuds when
That's
I'm
awesome.
jamming. Like,
That's my taste
and
too.
Yeah. You're eclectic.
I absolutely love it. I mean, I'll be bebopping around the gym, dancing. I don't care. I can't sing. I'm still singing. Like,
That's
awesome.
it does not matter because those two are hand in hand in my mental health and my sobriety. Like,
Love that.
big time. I mean, there's times.
So you've been through it too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But it's amazing where music can pull you out just the same as working out. And the hand in hand is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we always say. Like, when we're on the road and we have these, these tours booked and we start playing outside of our area and, we're somewhere in middle America. Like, even when we were down in Nashville, like Joe tries, like he'll search out for gyms. Like he doesn't miss.
Mm-hmm.
And his dedication to his weightlifting is pretty admirable. And so I'll jump in. I'm like, okay, I'll go. Like I get with him because, I want to go to the gym too. I can't pull the weight he does, but
Right.
like I'll get in there. And so, yeah, it's going to be something, a part of like our routine. We want to play music, carry a good message, try to lift people up, make them feel like they're not alone. But then also like have, health is going to be, all the things that are
mind,
good for
body,
us.
and spirit.
Yeah, mind, body, and spirit, 100%.
Yeah.
And my cousin Zach, he was like, he's one of those dudes that are like that too.
Yeah.
And so he's a brewer, but he came from the Richard side too. So like the Richards, like we have stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Should have both of you guys on one of these days
Oh,
in the
dude,
future.
we'd buy, yeah. I love that guy.
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all do. Like, you gotta be low down sack of shit if you don't love brew, right? I mean, there's no other way
impossible.
I could say that. Like, these just amazing good people.
Yeah, good guy. Really
Yeah,
good guy.
part of my story when I was in Midlands Recovery Court and he was working 1016 here.
Okay.
I would go in, he was a recovery coach, and I remember I'd show up early for the meetings, and that was my time to go sit and, because we connected immediately. And I remember I had like under a year clean or something. He had like 3 years or something.
Sure.
I'm like, how do you do it, man? And we connected on so many levels that it was just like he, in my early recovery when I was laying the bricks of the foundation, was there. So there's
That's
he
awesome.
wasn't the only one. There's a bunch of people that contributed to it, but he was right there, laying the mortar down on the bricks with me to build my foundation. So
Well, and he's found a way to really communicate it too. Like he has a really nice way with words. Never comes across as like, being telling. Like he's empathetic, and that's such a. I don't know if you can really. I feel like it's something that's God given sometimes. Not you really. A person has to be really thinking and be introspectively to be able to get into that mentorship, or like to take yourself out of the situation, but then to like help people to maybe meet them where they're at.
Right.
And yeah, I'm super proud of Zach and happy to have him, part of the family, because not everybody, we talk about it all the time. Like, man, we made it out, didn't we? Holy moly. We did.
Yeah. You're both doing something positive too.
Yeah. I appreciate
awesome.
that. It's uphill road, but it's the right way.
Both different versions of art too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a great artist.
Oh,
He
yeah.
just did this.
Oh yeah. That's sweet.
Sure.
Man.
So-
Awesome line work.
Yeah, he's just killer. He's a red-winged blackbird. When I grew up in Reese, and I used to ride my bike to school, and I lived in the country miles, so I was a country kid. And when I was riding my bike, red-winged blackbirds, they nest on the ground, right? And they would swoop at you, and so like I used to hate these birds. Like they'd be like attacking me, and I'd have to wear like my hoodie, and I'm pedaling hard. And yeah, so I was like, you know what? They're resilient. They protect their family massively, and so like, I thought that was like
That's dope, dude.
symbolism of like strong, protecting family. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
Yeah.
thanks.
So I want you to tell our viewers where they can find your music.
Sure.
If they want to hear full songs, I know you said you got some clips coming out. Where can they find all that? And then, do you guys got any swag?
We do. Yeah, we got.
Where do we get an Adaboy shirt?
Yeah, so we actually have an online store.
Okay.
It's adaboymerchandising.com. But you can actually go on our website too, adaboymusic.com, and we have a merch like tab where it'll take you right to the store. Basically, our website is like a one-stop shop. You can find all of our streaming music, all the songs that we've released so far. You can see all of our bios, which it gives you like a background of each member of the band and their platform, and we give a little, just a little background of like why we're in this band and where we found ourselves up to this point. It's not just it feels like more than just a music group.
It's family.
It's family. Yep. And sometimes a support group even.
And it sounds like more than just music. It's more of a mission for you guys to
It's a
carry
bit of a
message.
mission. Yep.
Yeah.
And we've realized several years ago that we're not in control. Like we're literally just, things have been revealing themselves to us. Like our latest single is New Strings. And that's all about, the pressure lately is almost more than one can bear. Tried to pick up and move on, but changes made her scared. New life, it's our message is about overcoming. And we have about 8 or 9 songs left to go that over this next year, all the way through the end of this year into 2026, we're going to be releasing a new song every 2 months, basically.
It's not enough, man.
I know it's more. I know. Yeah, we're trying to.
Forward to it.
The algorithm likes to kind of like stretch it out, right?
Yep.
To keep. We want people to go on this journey with us, and as these songs come out, it's going to make you feel a different way.
Yep.
So it's
storytelling in a way too.
We're storytelling. Yep. Yeah, that's the fun part. That's the fun part for the artists.
Right.
Is to be able to create, how we feel and how we. The music that we create along with the music, but then the content, the lyrics, you put it together and it can be pretty impactful, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you guys do make it big,
I appreciate the optimism.
No, hey, you know what? And if you don't, you succeed because your music is going to impact someone somewhere.
Yeah. It's community.
Yeah.
Like, we know the guys from Greta Van Fleet a little bit,
Yeah. They were
they get hated on.
Yeah.
They get hated on in this area because they don't. We want to keep roots. We want to make sure we cultivate our roots.
They kind of drifted.
Well, they just got so big so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they're literally playing for like princes over in like Arabia.
Right.
You know, they went global really, really fast. And so I want to make sure that I want people to know that, you know, Adaboy is from the Tri-Cities.
Right.
And like, maybe we will play in, you know, Australia or wherever around the world. But I always want to remember, like, you know, that people in this area know that we're from here.
Right. Yep. I'm all about setting the goals way, way high.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you fail, you're gonna fail if you don't try. Right.
Oh, oh man,
it doesn't matter. We're all gonna fail.
I used to freak my students out all the time when they would come into my classroom, and I say, "You realize we come to school to fail, right? Like the whole point you're coming and sitting in this classroom is to fail. Like we're creating a safe place. You have nurturing adults that are gonna help you and pick you up when you fail, because you are 100% all gonna fail at one point. And so school is really all about how you can be mentally and emotionally tough when you do fall down. But the whole point of being us teachers are here to help lift you up and to help you frame it in a way that you know how to overcome. So the messaging and the mission of Adaboy, I felt like I really did it was in my classroom too. Right. But now it's time to bring it to the masses.
I used to have that fear, like failing, right? And it would hold me back from trying until, you know, I was listening. There's so many people that say it, and it's almost cliche, but you're going to fail anyway. You're going to fall on your face.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Fall on your face. But I think forward even more than, you know, you're going to fail anyway, so why not try? Yeah. Even beyond that, and maybe it's morbid for me to think about me being on my deathbed, but when I am there, whenever that time comes, I want to look back on my life and be like, I went for it.
Yeah.
You know, I went for it.
I think that is, no matter even if you reach that point, like I agree with you. I would rather be on that side of the coin rather than what if.
Yeah. What if I would have?
I'd rather just beat my head against the wall until it happened, you know? Yeah.
Well, I truly hope you guys, your message gets out there.
Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
It's a treasure when you find a good band who has good content. So
thanks.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, my honor.
Appreciate all of you who tune in. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your family, share with strangers. We love it all. We love you guys. Thank you.